Well, everyone, welcome back. And after that Hotline Miami run, we'll move on to Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and I hope Valyssa will also stay underestimated. Good luck.
Thank you. Alright, welcome everybody. So, this is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. My controller's apparently doing stuff. Okay, that's weird. I hope that's not going to be a problem. So, I could have put a name incentive here, but you don't really see it a lot, so I figured it would be fine this way. So, this is all fine. I'm just going to save over this because that was not actually a world record. Alright, so, are we ready on the timer? Alright, so count me down.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright. So, first off, we're gonna have a bunch of cutscenes and the opening mission, which is not very exciting, but after that we get a lot of freedom to do stuff. I'll explain things as we go, because there's a lot of things to do in this game. But for now, we're just gonna try to skip cutscenes as quickly as possible. There's a little training tutorial here. You can just skip that. Just teaches you the basics of CQC and stuff like that, so we know those. It's fine.
They've got a supply port north.
In typical Metal Gear fashion, there's a lot of cutscenes, especially right at the start. Thankfully, we can skip them. And there are less of them as the run goes on. It's mostly the opening mission that has a lot of them to set up the story, because this is a sequel to Metal Gear Solid 3. So, you know, you need some kind of something to build on. So essentially, this game has base building elements. There was already some base building elements in the PSP game that came before this, which was Portable Ops. In this game, they made it infinitely better. So the first mission, we start with a predetermined equipment, which means we don't have our lovely cardboard box, which we are going to be using to go really fast. So the first mission is kind of slow, but after that we get full freedom to do whatever. We can make our own weapons. Well, we can have our people make weapons for us. Which is going to be a big thing about this run, is that we grab people for our base, who will then start working for us, you know, as you do. When you get kidnapped, you just work for the one guy who kidnapped you. And then we can build some more powerful equipment. There's a lot of gear you can craft in this game. Unfortunately, a lot of them have really high requirements, so we're going to be making, I would say, not quite the bare minimum, but we're going to be making not quite as much as we potentially could, because it just takes a long time to get your staff levels up. So first off, we're going to go ahead and snipe this guy, or we're going to miss him. And shoot this guy as well before he turns around. And finally, the guy up here, who has very bad eyesight because he doesn't see us right here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. I'm not sure why he was looking this way. You would say it's because he heard the noise from the gun, but he didn't get alerted before. Anyway, that's the opening mission. So now we get some more cutscenes. This one we can skip because it's an interactive cutscene, which it's basically just a QTE. You can also, like, zoom in, do stuff during the cutscenes, but that's just obnoxious, so I'm not gonna do that. I should also grab my notes, because there's a lot of, kind of complicated, well, not a lot of complicated menus, but there's a few complicated cutscenes or complicated menus that I have to do.
Where's it headed?
So you got time for a quick donation?
We do have time for a donation.
Well, Psychic just sent us 10 euros with a wonderful comment saying #420 blaze it YOLO swag. And, you know, that's about it, so he doesn't even wish you good luck.
I mean, that's fine. That comment is good enough on its own.
Fair.
So, that was the interactive cutscene. The rest of this we can skip. And that is the first mission done, which means we now go to Mother Base. I was half tempted to reach for my split button because I was split at that part, but yeah, we're not gonna be doing that. So thankfully we start off with a bunch of staff members already. We're gonna go ahead and assign these to their proper roles. And we are going to look at the tutorial, apparently. Build a Mark 22, which is the tranquilizer gun that I used before, and smoke grenades. Now those are gonna take a little while to build. I think the Mark 22 will be done next mission, while the smoke grenades will take a bit longer. And here is the best part of the run. We are going to take off our shirts, because it's faster. So all of this gear we're gonna need. Rations is just for safety. It allows you to not die when you're getting shot at. Fultons are used to grab new staff members. I also grabbed the cardboard box because you'll see soon enough what that's good for. And some tea, which helps restore your stamina. So there's 2 guards here right off the bat. Trying to get headshots because that's an instant knockout, otherwise it takes like 3 shots. And here comes the box. Which, if you press the attack button while you're in the box, you get a little speed boost. Which can last between... Well, it lasts around 1 second. It's not a consistent amount of frames though, which is kind of weird, but... You kind of have to get into the rhythm to keep a perfect boost going. And since the box boosting uses stamina, that's what we use the T for, which is a pretty recent implementation to the routes. That's unfortunate. Because now my suppressor is running low, which means the next part, it'll run out while I'm shooting at the enemies. Hopefully that won't be too big of an issue. So the goal here is to take out all the enemies so we can go into the boathouse.
The boathouse should be close by. Neutralize the security detail and
so now our suppressors run out. Just have to make sure to hit those shots. Also, they have terrible eyesight. This game was originally on PSP, which means they had to make it a lot easier to accommodate the lack of a second analog stick, which made the game quite a bit harder.
Good. Now meet with the FSLN Commandante. He's inside the boathouse.
Alright, so that is the second mission. Another little cutscene. This one we can't skip for some reason. I'm not sure why that's the case. So another cutscene here. So suddenly we found a rocket launcher. Don't ask me where. But that is going to be very convenient, especially because there will be a little bit of a boss fight coming up after the next mission. And then there is this thing, which we are going to see again later in the run, and it's going to be a massive pain. Alright, so that is mission 2 done. Now after every mission we have the option to go back to Mother Base and take care of stuff. We only do that, I think, 3 times. In between that we just try to gather as many soldiers as we can without losing too much time. So because of all the noise we made, there will now be coming a bunch of soldiers from the other side of the map. Thankfully, we can just ignore all of them, because there is another exit to this area.
Careful. They've got reinforcements coming.
So there's a guard waiting for us right here.
Enemy attack!
I'm still not very good at aiming with the control stick. Part of me really wants this game on PC just for better aiming, but then it would be too easy. It already is really easy. Although this run does have a few challenging parts because of the fact that we rush through without making too much of the good equipment. Especially some of the later missions can be pretty rough.
You might be able to get past the enemy by hanging
Oh
from
my
the
god.
bridge. Press the action button near the bridge's handrail to hang.
They take a while to fall over, and then you have to wait before you can fall to them. Alright, so now I'm out of stamina, which means I'm going to be using that. Which restores me all the way up to full, so I can keep box boosting. Some more guards to take out. There is actually another way to instantly take out a guard, and that is to shoot him right in the butt. Unfortunately, that's a really tight hitbox. So generally, I don't go for that. As funny as it is, because they have a little special animation for it as well. I'll see if I can pull it off at least once during the run. Another small optimization is that you want to enter a loading zone while standing up, because then Snake walks faster in these little opening cutscenes.
Careful now.
So whenever possible, I want to get out of the box and stand up before entering a loading zone. So we're going to be picking up a confidential document here, which gives me design documents for the twin barrel shotgun, which is very powerful. It's very useful. I'm glad this got implemented into the routes. And use our final Fulton system on this guy. And there we go. So, that was the last normal mission for now. Next up, we are going to be entering a boss fight, which are really obnoxious, I have to say. So there's 3 different vehicle fights in this game, and then there's some other boss fights, which we'll get to later on. So one really convenient thing about this game is that you have different loadouts, and it depends on which kind of outfit you pick. So this one has my sneaking stuff that I equipped. This one I can gear out to be more for combat. And with that I can just switch the outfit and then I don't have to redo my entire inventory. Which is very convenient. Because we're going to be switching back and forth quite a bit. So now we're going to be making use of that rocket launcher we found. That's going to make him come closer to me. I'm taking a lot of bullets here, that's fine. Snake can take a few bullets. So we're going to be shooting the fuel tank because it takes extra damage there. Also the fuel tank can explode. At which point it will stop moving, which is very convenient. Looks like we won't be getting that, but that's fine because I got a lot of really nice hits. So that was a really fast fight. I think the fastest I've ever gotten. Usually the armored vehicle starts driving around a lot more, but this time I was just kind of sitting in place and I didn't whip my rockets because I was still aiming for the fuel tanks from the back, which can be quite tricky. So that was pretty good. Another interactive cutscene coming up. So we have the choice to save Amanda by shooting the thing that's carrying her, like, really high up. Or shoot Chrysalis. There's only one right option. And then she just falls from really high up, and she lands on her back, which, you know, that's always good. And as a result of that fall, she's broken her leg. Don't ask me how that works. So unfortunately, for most of the run, Amanda's going to be incapacitated, which means she doesn't have, or she has decreased stats, which means she's not going to be very useful for leveling up our teams.
Boss,
So on to the next mission, which has the first major random element in this run. We are going to be finding Chico, which is Amanda's little brother, I believe.
Let's rock.
Let's rock. So Chico can be hidden in one of 3 different houses. If he's in the second one, that's actually the worst, because then whatever house he was hiding in determines where you start in the next mission as well.
camp north of here.
And the second starting spot is just awful. Another random element in this game is stats of the soldiers that we fought in, which can lead to some pretty tight routing. Like, this route has never failed me, but it's failed another runner like 3 times before, so I'm always nervous when it comes to those mother base visits, just because I'm nervous if we have high enough levels. Alright, so at this point it's not really worth using another T because you have to roll, and it takes a while to use, and we're right at the end. So this is the town where they are holding Chico, as well as a few other people who we don't care about.
Chico's in one of these houses. You've got to find him, Snake. Chico's in one of these houses.
So the blue doors is where he can be hiding. This is the best option. And he's in here. That's good. So if you keep pressing the action button, it'll cancel if this is not the right house, but thankfully we got the best option, so that's a good start to the run. There's a few more random elements that are gonna determine whether I can even get world record or not, because one of them loses a ton of time, and another one is just AI being very inconsistent, which can lose actually even more time, so that'll be coming up in mission 12. So that'll be a bit before we get there.
Snake, boss.
So at this point, Kaz is complaining at us that we're not getting enough people leveling up our teams. He's gonna do that a few more times. It just takes too long to get more people than we already are. There are also side missions you can do, which you might have seen unlocked there on the mission select screen. But those don't really help us in any way, shape, or form.
The train terminal is on the other side of the coffee factory. Head for the factory first.
So we can just walk around these guys. And then we use the box to climb over this, which means we don't have to go through 2 other areas.
Fork in the road.
And hey, there's another love box. So we get our box right back, which means we can do some more boosting. So I hope you're not tired of hearing Snake grunt yet. I know I haven't. Because we're going to be hearing that a lot throughout the run.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed on board.
Alright, let's get our stamina back up.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
So right here we are just going to take an alert, because it would take too much time to take out the guards. Whereas there's not much harm in just getting an alert. It's not like we're going to be dying. Knock some wood. So, in the next area we're going to be hopefully using the box again to climb over another box. A bigger box. A crate, if you will, up there. But I can only do that if there's not an enemy waiting for me right here. And he's right there, so we're not going to be doing that. Otherwise he shoots out the box and then you're just wasting your time. Roll over the railing and onto the final area. And this is another area where you have to take out all the enemies, and then the game will just finish the mission for you. Also, a nice pop-in of the gun right there. Not sure if you saw it. So,
like we're just in time.
Aim is
Neutralize all
slightly
enemies
off.
and secure the train.
So now we've got them all knocked out, and there's a really long timer before the mission actually ends, which gives us enough time to Fulton all these people.
Fulton
So we're just gonna
recovery
have a lie down.
helicopter is complete. Fulton recovery.
So next up we have another boss fight, or mini boss, whatever you want to call it. They're not much of bosses. This one is a tank, and this one is a bit more annoying than the other one. It takes more hits as well. Overall, just a lot more annoying. So we're going to be switching back to our battle outfits. And we also got a new item, which is the supply marker. And what that allows you to do is get more ammo and other resources from your base team. So you put it on the ground, and then they ship you your items in a nice little box. How convenient. So this one also has some kind of environmental damage kind of system, because the tank can shoot the trains that are right here. And those will actually, like,
Neutralize the enemy troops.
bounce all over the map. So again, we're going to be shooting the fuel tanks. We're not going to be worrying too much about taking damage, because bullets don't harm Snake at all. He's actually being very nice, which is annoying because I'm running out of rockets.
They won't be going anywhere for a while.
So we're going to be calling our first supply drop.
They've okayed your request for a
And meanwhile, let's take out the second fuel tank to make sure it stays put while we get our rockets. Which we got a double drop, that's good. So it's semi-random which items they drop. So it can be double rockets, or it can be rockets and rations, or other gun ammo. Getting the double drop is really nice, because that just means we have more rockets to fire without calling another supply drop. And this will finish it off. And as soon as the tank explodes, the soldiers lie down, because let's be honest, if someone single-handedly took out a tank, I would also be scared. So generally, the enemies that are in these fights have better stats than normal, but it's not really worth like trying to tranquilize them, because they take longer to tranquilize as well. They have more stamina, and also you just want to have both of your battle weapons in your inventory. I actually forgot to go back to Mother Base before. That's actually really bad, because now I don't have C4. We're gonna do a small little side mission to pass time. I completely forgot about that. So C4 was meant to develop during the tank fights, but yeah, I kind of forgot, so that's a shame. So we're just gonna auto-assign these guys to their respective teams. We are going to build the M60, E4, and Fulton rank 2. Okay. So small time loss there because I forgot to look at my notes and I get caught up in commentary. So, side missions.
target practice.
Actually this one is slow. We're going to be going for this one.
Commence.
So this one is a little target practice mission. You just shoot the targets and you can try to go for headshots to get a better score. We don't really care for that. We're just gonna try to shoot them as fast as possible.
Hit the targets as fast and as accurately as you can. That's too tall to climb. If only you had some equipment.
Final one should be like right here. There we go. So that's a little taste of the side missions. They can be really short like this. They can be something like Fulton this capture a person or whatever, or like beat this mission without getting spotted. There's a lot of variety in the side missions. So now that that's done, our C4 will have developed, which means we can complete the next mission. No, let's not do the opening again. That's bad.
Let's rock.
Smoke grenades, and then we put C4. There we go.
So, Valyssa,
Yes,
you got time for a donation?
we sure do.
Because we've got a €1 from Elise saying combo breaker. And the best luck to the lovely Valyssa with her run. And a heart emoji behind it.
Thank you. That's awesome. Alright, so quite fitting for the heart she just sent, we have our love box. There's actually a variety of boxes in this game, but love box is the best one, let's be honest. There is also a rescue box, which is useful for co-op missions, because it instantly allows you to revive someone that you walk over, instead of having to reanimate them, stuff like that. There's also a tank box, which you can get into together. One person walks around, the other one shoots, well, tank shells, sort of. They're not very useful. There's also a smoke tank, there is a stun tank. There's a lot of different boxes in this game. There is also an Assassin's Creed box, which is just like a bunch of hay. Which you can actually, in one mission, it's just sitting there at the bottom of a building, and you can jump into it, and it even has a little animation. This game has a lot of really cute stuff like that. Okay, that was a shame. I was hoping it didn't break my box, but that's okay. Oh god, please equip rations, thank you. That would have been bad. You just heard the rations get used, otherwise it would have died. That's a shame. So yeah, that is destroy the barricade. A little trick we do there is we put the barricade, or the C4 on the right side of the barricade, and then we blow up while we're running against it so we can get through it as soon as possible. Alright, so now we're moving on to the next area of the game. After Kaz is whining at us some more. And now we are getting closer to what is probably the biggest run killer, which is the chopper fight. It's mission 12, so it's getting closer. It used to be a very hard mission, very inconsistent, but I found a really nice strat for it. It's just, now you just kind of depend on the AI to drop more backup. I'll explain it as we get there. I'm gonna try to get a butt shot on this guy. And I missed. That's a shame. Thankfully these guys here are not paying any attention, so we can just run past them. Don't mind the grunting. It's fine. Just a few more boosts, now we're out of stamina. And this guy has a rocket launcher. Hopefully he's not gonna shoot at me before I get to the loading zone. Okay, he hit the wall, that's good. I really want to have my box for the final stretch. Also, getting an alert doesn't matter here. In some missions it blocks you from finishing a mission. If you're in alert status, but not this one. The only annoying thing is that these guys will be shooting at you. Which for the most part is not that much of an issue, like it's not even drained one life bar yet. Okay, there's one, there's two. It's mostly just a matter of the shotgun guy stunning you, which is annoying. And now we're out of stamina. So the coming up area is actually really cool. It has a lot of really cool references. Unfortunately, we're only going to be seeing one of them.
Cuz I'm in
There is a Boktai reference, which you might know as Lunar Knights. And there's one. There's a truck that contains metal gears, which Snake very confusingly points out. This one contains Mr. Kojima himself. This is the only one we open because Kojima has pretty good stats.
This is the one. The exhaust still warm.
Oh, by the way, we're looking for nukes.
The cargo's already been offloaded.
So next mission is going to be our first AI battle, which is going to be a bit more exciting than the vehicle missions. There's another really cute thing you can do, and every runner has to do it, otherwise their run is invalid, which you'll see soon enough. Also, we get a codename. We get Butterfly because we use short-range, non-lethal weapons, mostly. Except for the few times we kill people, but yeah. So there's like 20-something different codenames you can get. It's all just depends on your playstyle. There's nothing too challenging about getting any of the particular codenames. Is that all? Yes. So this is the Pupa weapon, which might remind you of a certain Metal Gear in Metal Gear Solid 3. Although I have to say, Pupa is a lot more adorable. So while she's driving around, we're gonna go ahead and shoot at Yui.
Shoot them, not me!
Because Yui is really annoying. Everybody hates Yui. Okay, I missed. That's good. So we're gonna try to hit the AI pod as much as possible since it takes the most damage there.
Lie flat to avoid getting hit when it
Call supply interrupt, which goes through the walls. No problem. Ooh, double law ammo. That's really lucky. Are you gonna stay on the ground? You're not. That's unfortunate. So this is another pretty big random part of the run. That's a shame. Normally she doesn't turn around like that. When she fires a booster, she tends to aim for you yourself, which means that should have hit, but hey. Because I've missed those rockets, I'm gonna have to call another supply drop. Unfortunately, our R&D team hasn't developed a lot of rockets yet, which means I'm probably going to be getting like one more, or maybe 4, it really depends. I also did the stupid thing that I used to do, and I really need to get out of the habit of doing, which is standing right in front of the tunnel, because when she boosts at you, well, you're just leading her right into the tunnel, at which point she just wastes time. And yeah, that was just a single law rocket, which is very unfortunate. So we're gonna have to use our assault rifle a bit more. Quite a bit more, in fact. So, with the assault rifle, the closer you are, the more damage you deal. Within a certain range, it even doubles. Unfortunately, it seems like that's barely out of range. Ouch. Okay. I'm fine, it only took like 10% of my health. So I guess to make up for that amazing armored vehicle fight, for now having one of my worst Pupa fights ever. You really don't want to miss those rockets just because you have a limited amount of them. There we go. Oh no, that's not enough. Okay, that's kind of bad. If she's in this state for too long, she'll recover and get back to 40% health. I thought I was gonna make it. Okay, there we go. That would have been really bad. That actually happened in one of my earlier PBs with one of the other bosses. It recovered to 40% health because I was out of ammo and I was standing on top of its head. So yeah, that was kind of unfortunate.
The black memory boards are locked. Go after the boards with icons over them.
Do we have anything to shout out? Any donations or whatever? Because we're just sitting here for a minute.
Well, we don't have donations at the moment, but we still have that one donation incentive for Luigi's Mansion, for which we still need 16 euros. And then Frosty, who had a rough day, night, I don't know how to call it, you know, we'll have to play 100% instead of any percent, so that's gonna be quite a difference. And next to that, we still have the Dark Souls naming incentive, where currently Lava Boost is still leading. But, you know, I don't think Lava Boost is suiting for this marathon. We didn't have any Lava Boost, did we? So, you know, be sure to get your donations in, and remember, 90% of them go to the Dutch Cancer Society, and 10% will support BSG to grow even more awesome.
Alright, so what you saw there was a little sequence where you can take memory boards from the AI, and later on you can use that to enhance your own Metal Gear, which, you know, you're big boss, you're gonna make a Metal Gear. That's what you do. But yeah, those are completely pointless for the run. Even if you get all the memory boards, it doesn't end that little sequence, so there's no point, you're just kind of sitting there. Which usually makes for a nice break to get a drink or whatever. So I'm not too fussed about it. Alright, one more mission and then it's on to the biggest run killer. So hopefully that'll go well. The mission before it is like super easy. It's again in a new area,
Hey boss,
which is the jungle. Other than that, it's just two screens where you just walk from one side to the other. Not much to say there. Since this is not a combat mission, we used to switch back to the naked outfits. But going into the menu takes some time, and you're box boosting the entire time anyway, which is the same speed regardless of how much you're wearing. So we figured it's better to just use the box and not switch outfits, because next mission we're gonna use it again anyway.
Snake,
I'm pressing X, I'm not sure why.
At this pace, I should be there by tomorrow morning.
Hello?
you've got to hurry. The AI could be completed any time.
Why is it
It'd be nice to have a guide.
not working?
Already on it.
Okay, I'm really not sure what happened there. Like, there was already some funny stuff going on at the beginning of the run, so I guess that's the same thing. I didn't do that.
scouts around here. They'll be
It's also
nearly
not
impossible.
registering my R inputs now. Okay, there we go, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on here. Could there maybe be some wireless interference or something? It's like, this has never happened to me before. Let's just hope that doesn't happen in the next mission, because that'll mess me up really badly. I didn't bring mates on this loadout. That's something I should have remembered to do in an earlier mission. So now in the end, this mission was slightly slower due to not having the naked outfits, but that's okay. I just hope my controller doesn't mess up, because that was really bad. Alright, so now it's time for the moment of truth, the chopper mission. So this thing has a lot more health than the tank and the armored vehicle did, which means we're not going to be able to just take it out that easily. Instead, we're going to take out all the soldiers surrounding the tank, which is going to be 20 of them. Give me a moment.
Survival.
There we go. So we're going to be taking out all 20 guards surrounding the chopper, some of which are going to be inside, in fact most of them. And after that the commander pops out, and then we kill the commander, and that ends the mission. So there's going to be 4 on the ground right away, and then he drops them in sets of 4. We're just gonna use the smoke grenade.
Any supply markers? Are you gonna
That alert sound is fine, because now they're smoked and they stop caring about me. So that's all of them taken out. Now we're gonna crouch down, And I use this outfit specifically because it has better camo in this area. Which means the chopper's going to be less likely to spot me. You can see my camo index in the top right of the screen. It's a percentage and it'll decrease when I move around. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. So now we're just gonna wait until he drops more backup. And that's basically this entire mission. So the box ride was something I came up with, and I'm really happy I did, because previously we would just walk back to somewhere behind that hill. And whenever you walk back and forth, that's gonna really increase your chance to get spotted. So just sitting here in the box is really good. And there's something else you can do, which hopefully... there's two places he can drop backup. It can be where I'm sitting or on the other side of the map, over there. I hope he drops them right in front of me, otherwise I have to move. Most of the time he drops them here. I'm not sure how exactly it's determined, because even if you sit here, sometimes they'll drop on the other side, or... It doesn't really make sense, but it's fairly consistently here. So, what we can do now is hold them up as soon as they drop down. Which we have to spam the button for, unfortunately, we can't just hold it. Oh, they're all on the ground. The box has protected us from the air coming from the chopper, otherwise that'll give you a little stun. Now we're going to grab a few more Fulton devices, which are conveniently lying around here. And get back to our box. Hopefully without getting spotted. Where's he looking? Okay. When you move in the box, your camouflage decreases dramatically, so I want to be very careful not to move in the box when he's looking at me. So yeah, how much time he takes to drop his backup is random. You can do exactly the same here and just lose a minute or two. There's also a problem where if you stand too close to the soldiers, they'll bump you out of your box. Then you get hit stunned by the wind from the chopper, and they just walk away. So you have to be very precise about where you're sitting. There we go. Now the final 5 Fultons. We're just gonna chill here for a moment as he goes over us. I can kind of tell by the audio where he is, so I know when to move even without looking. So this will be... Wait, was this the final set? Oh, I just picked up the thing. So 2 more drops. And then the commander will pop out and we'll just shoot him with a rocket. As you do. Sometimes you also sit just out of range for the hold-up. And then they just start walking away and you have to chase after them. It's really obnoxious.
So, Valyssa, you've got time for a donation.
Yeah, sure, we do.
Because the plumber himself donated 5 euros, and his comment is saying, take this 4 euro donation for the Dark Souls character name. So, I think plumber needs to talk with Brode about learning how to count, maybe?
It's fine, it's currency conversion. Because $4 is 5 euros, definitely. Or the other way around, I don't know. Okay, let's hope he doesn't drop at the other side. It's always kind of scary when he hangs around that area. Oh, he's coming back. I think he's gonna do it. He sure is. Okay, I can tell from his movement. He moves around very weirdly when he's about to drop his backup. I can never remember exactly. Okay, that's where they drop. You really don't have enough space to stand here. So we're gonna go ahead and hold them up, get back into our box before we get stunned by the winds. We get stunned anyway. Okay. Now these guys are off doing their own thing, which is really scary. 3 shots, and then it'll take some more stamina damage over time. Okay, he's looking the other way. I have to be very careful here. Like, this is all not according to plan. But as soon as we Fulton these two guys, it's safe. After we shoot or right after this, we can just start shooting rockets at him. Because he's already out of his cockpit. It doesn't matter. And I missed him. That's good. Let's equip the rations just in case. So we can also tranquilize the commander, but he has a helmet on, which takes 2 extra hits. And even then, it's not a one-shot, if I remember correctly. It's just faster to kill him. So those 20 guys with Fulton also have pretty decent stats. So on top of just being more convenient than trying to kill the chopper, you get a lot of stat from it, which we definitely need to develop some of the more awesome weapons. So it's also at this point that we can start getting volunteers. That's also random, so a lot of inconsistency regarding the staff management in this game. So from that fight we got my controller being weird. But other than that, we have got these sneaking suits, which is very useful. And then we need the ID card, otherwise we can't finish the mission. So the benefit of the sneaking suit is that you have less camouflage loss from moving around. I believe it only decreases by 20 as opposed to 30 when you move. It just has really good camouflage overall, which you wouldn't say if you look at it this way. And also it moves around a bit quicker than some other outfits. So overall it's just a really good deal. There's a sniper lying there. He's not gonna see me.
They use grass or dirt to camouflage themselves. They blend right in with the natural surroundings.
Also the box likes to get stuck on terrain, which is really annoying. Like, it annoys every single runner, but you kind of just learn to avoid corners. Because that's the only way you're gonna avoid that at all.
Snipers and laser sights are a deadly combination.
Alright, so there's another sniper chilling up there. We could hold him up. I guess that's what we're gonna do. It's faster to shoot them though. They get down a bit sooner. So now we get a little cutscene where we meet Cecile. And thankfully this cutscene also restores our stamina, which means we can keep boosting a bit more. He's also not wearing pants, which is very inappropriate for the stream. So right here, our smoke grenades are gonna be coming in handy. There's some soldiers waiting over there. Hopefully that's gonna hit them. Let's go for an extra grenade. Okay, those were apparently really bad. Meant to hit both of these guys. Oh yeah, we just rushed past them. I was trying to Fulton then. I'm not sure why. I've never done that in any route. Oh yeah, one other benefit to the sneaking suit that I forgot to mention is that your footsteps are silent, which means it's very nice to just walk up to someone, hold them up. Which is exactly what we're going to be doing in this next mission. We're gonna hold up some guys at the start, then we go do a little fetch quest, and then we come back, and then on the way back we Fulton them. Sneaking suit is kind of overpowered.
Snake.
Alright. So this is another random part. We need to grab an ID card from a soldier around here somewhere. Where he can be in 3 locations. Which one it is just purely random. One of them is obviously the fastest. The other one is kind of okay. The third one is awful. Like, it loses you over a minute. You have to go all the way to the end of the area, and then you have to go all the way back. At that point, you also run out of stamina for boosting, because you don't have enough stamina recovery items. That's kind of unfortunate. That's even more unfortunate that my box broke. I just had to make sure he didn't start an alert. So this mission is going to be slow because we don't have a box. I would almost say it's worth resetting over, but let's not do that. Sneaking suit on its own is pretty fast anyway.
Once you know which soldier has the ID card, do a body check. To do a body check, first knock the soldier out, or put him to sleep, or hold him up. That works too.
There we go. So these snipers also tend to have pretty good stats.
Fulton recovery subject.
So whenever
confirmed
possible,
onboard
we like to Fulton
helicopter.
them. So the first area where the guy with the ID card can be is in the area where we fought the chopper, which will be to our left at this part. We're gonna have to walk around because there's a sniper looking this way.
Somebody there?
He sees me, but he doesn't start on alerts.
Where are they?
Okay. That's fine. So on the way back, after you get the ID card, the guards will also be in different places, but the guys you Fultoned will be gone. So there's less snipers to worry about. So this is the moment of truth. Am I going to get the good RNG, the bad RNG, or the alpha RNG? It's the best RNG. Nice. So we're just gonna pat this guy down,
Snake, pick it up.
and then Fulton him. Oops. People have made the mistake of Fultoning him right away because they still had it equipped, and it's the same button for tapping him. So that's a very unfortunate way to lose a run, because you have to restart the entire mission. And yeah, it takes a while. It's like 4 areas that you have to get through. So now we have to be careful of snipers. Once again. Gonna be this guy again.
Somebody there? Huh, nothing.
Definitely nothing. Go to sleep. This mission is so slow without the box. It's a real shame it broke. Sometimes you can run through people when you're box boosting, and then it won't break. But I don't know, like it's some weird collision thing, it's super inconsistent. Most of the time it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. So there we go. Now we're just making our way back to the lab.
Onboard helicopter.
And what better way to do a sneaking mission than to go right into enemy laboratory? Surely nobody will spot us inside. So unfortunately this game doesn't have like a run button that you can use stamina to run faster outside of using the box. So once you lose the box, it's all over. So now we have the proper ID card to enter the lab. And we're gonna be skipping these cutscenes. But hey, surprise, we get captured. So now we have this little weird sequence of events. So if you didn't know, the AI is based off of the boss in MGS3. And that's why she calls him Jack, and like there's some other memories they talk about, but yeah. We can grab some more memory boards here, but it does completely nothing. You can never get them all before the time runs out, and it just ends after 50-something seconds. So after this we have another AI boss fight. A really annoying one at that, because it's the flying enemy that we saw before, the Chrysalis. And being a flying weapon, it's quite obnoxious to hit, especially with rockets.
I'm not your boss anymore. Go home.
Yeah, she just talks a bit when you grab the boards, that's all.
What is this? This response? Oh god. Discontinue.
If we can find a way to skip these sequences, that's gonna save a lot of time. But I can't see that happening anytime soon. And that would require some really, really crazy glitching. Oh yeah, so here's another little interactive cutscene.
I taught you all I could.
It's kind of a weird mix of events, because it mixes something... Like, the conversation is sort of from the start of MGS3, but they're fighting, which is like the end of the game. So there's this weird mismatch. Like, they're talking about stuff that's already happened. I don't know. It's very strange. It's always the same buttons as well, so you just memorize them, and then it's easy every time.
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
By the way, if you haven't played MGS3 yet, I would recommend you do so. I almost pressed the wrong button there. It appears on the bottom left of the screen, but you have to press right. It's kind of confusing.
Believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission.
And there we go. Snake gets destroyed, and that's the end of the cutscene.
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union.
Like, what she says right there is what she says right at the start of the game,
You can't
and
come with us.
yeah. I don't know why they did it this way. Anyway, now we get dropped off at some kind of pyramid structure, where we are left to fight not Pupa, Chrysalis. So hopefully I'll be able to get a few decent shots on her, because sometimes when you hit her, she'll get a little hit stun, and then you can hit her again with the rocket. So if you can keep that combo going, well, you can't literally combo it over and over, but I was meant to go to Mother Base after Chrysalis. Whoops, that's another small time loss. So staff morale's falling because I'm at 52% food. People are not getting enough food because I didn't assign people to mess hall. I think I should have done at least a few of them. Not sure why I didn't put that in my notes. Anyway,
Survival.
that's fine. So now we have the M60, which is a machine gun, and we have our supply markers again. Yeah, no, I was definitely meant to put some people on the mess hall team. I used an online, like, I used Google Docs to store my notes, and then for this I had to write them down.
Take out the crystal. That thing needs to be eliminated once and for all.
Yeah, after one hit, she just kind of gets stunned. Now she's going to fire her railgun, which is another 3 hits. And now she's gonna start moving around, so let's call for some more rockets.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Okay, so ideally you really wanna hit those shots as she goes over you.
Side of the enemy, look for the red light.
That's probably not gonna hit. Okay, it is. So either the AI pod or her head will work for maximum damage. At that time it didn't stun her. Next hit should do it.
They've okayed the request for support. There's
Can I just say how adorable it is that she sings the way she does while she's flying around? I'm not sure how they didn't hit her head, but okay. 6 rockets, nice, I got the double drop. So hopefully she'll be staying in this mode for a bit longer so I can shoot at her. Because when she is in normal mode, she starts dodging rockets as you fire them at her. So while this is hard to hit the shots, it's not impossible, which is an improvement over the other mode. Ooh, she went really fast there. Okay, so now she goes into attack mode. So supply drop. And now we just have to use our machine gun. It's not nearly as powerful. She also sends out kidnappers, which can grab you and are really annoying. Like that. That one was about to capture me, and you have to rotate the stick to break free, and it's just all around not a good time. And now she's gonna approach me, which means another shot at hitting her with the rockets. And we look down because it lags like crazy. Even though this game was originally on PSP, with the HD version it still lags quite a bit. Some of the textures are upgraded, like Big Boss's model looks better. But overall it's still not quite to the point where you think a PS3 should lag, but that could just be me. So now she's gonna land and we'll get another little sequence. At which point I'll probably go grab some water, so hopefully I can just drop my microphone for a bit.
So, while Valyssa is grabbing some water and you guys watch this cutscene, I'll like to talk to you about the charity we're raising money for, because that is the Dutch Cancer Society, and they try to, you know, fund money into research so cures can be found for, you know, cancer. They help alleviate those who are suffering from it and all that. And yeah, 90% of the donations will go directly towards them, and 10% will actually be used to improve everything for BSG itself. And Valyssa is already back, so yeah, I'll give it back to her.
Thank you. So yeah, as I said, these are nice little breaks to go grab a drink or whatever. You even have more time than a minute because of the cutscene that plays after, which you can't skip. So yeah, it's very nice to have breaks in a 2-hour run. Recently we did push this run to be a bit below 2 hours. I got a 1:55, which is quite a big improvement because previously it was 2:01. We can push it a bit further, but it also involves some luck, which I'm not a big fan of grinding that out, so... I really want to get a 1:53, but if luck doesn't allow for it, I'll be happy with a low 1:54. For this run, though, that's not going to happen. I messed up too much at the start. Even though there was a pretty solid Chrysalis fight, I'm pretty happy with how that went. So, this is another moment of truth. It's to see if we have the right staff. I'm kind of worried because we didn't have people on mess hall, which decreases their motivation and, as a result, their stats. You go to mess hall. Auto-assign. Oh, I auto-assigned on the wrong place. Okay, I'm not supposed to have this much GMP. Hang on. We can fix this pretty easily. Yeah, I completely messed up my menus, but... okay, we're gonna move this guy. All of you, we don't need you on anything. And then we put you on R&D. Actually, wait. Okay, I really messed up my menus now. Chico, where's Chico? I need to put you on food. There you are. And then we can grab, like, I don't know. You can go to R&D to make sure I don't drop below the 36 that I need. Let's go for one more. Oh yeah, one of them is over the limit. Ooh. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. 35, oh. Okay. I was worried that was gonna happen. But it's still 36, okay. Never mind, the game lied to me. Oh my gosh, okay. If it was 35, I would not have this rocket launcher for the next boss fight. That's a really, really powerful rocket launcher. I definitely need that. I think that's all we need. I'm gonna double check because I'm messing up my menus enough. Okay, that's everything. Okay, it all worked out. That was really tight on R&D staff though. If R&D is at level 35, you won't have the rocket launcher in time for that mission. Alright. So this mission just involves walking from one side of a screen to another, and that's the entire mission. It's the shortest main mission in the entire game. Actually, that's a lie post-game. There's some missions that can be shorter, but those are random. So yeah. In terms of the amount of screens though, this is the shortest mission. Yeah, we're just gonna box boost our way through. We're gonna get an alert, which is perfectly fine. Doorbell just rang. Alright, so we're out of stamina now. Now for the next mission, I need to not forget to equip the twin barrel shotgun, because that one is really powerful. It's also a lot lighter than the M60 we currently have, and the weight of the equipment also impacts your movement speed. So having a 15 kilo or whatever machine gun on you is going to slow you down quite a bit. And this next mission involves some walking, so it's easily worth it. I don't think we're actually making such bad time considering the mistakes I've made. Alright, so eliminate the guards. Exactly what it says on the tin, you have to kill them all. Or you don't have to kill them, it's just faster to kill them. You can also tranquilize them and then they'll time out after like 10 seconds. But yeah, that takes a while. Or you can Fulton them to do it faster, but even then you would have to Fulton 24 individual enemies, which first off you can't do. You don't have that many Fultons and it just takes a while, so instead we just kill them.
There's no turning back now.
That's a shame. I really like to hit that first rocket.
Move on.
Now we're just gonna box boost to get closer to them quicker. I can't see how much stamina I've got because I put my water bottle in front of it.
Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
So yeah, that's the twin barrel. It's pretty good. There's also this guy. He's annoying. There should be a fourth guy. Where did he go? Is he at the top? Never mind, no fourth guy. That's weird, there should be 4 of them. If you hear commencing capture, I'm rolling as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise that wastes like so much time. That's what I mean. They were just bleeding out there, and it takes a while. You can actually still Fulton them while they're bleeding out. And that won't count as a kill, but why would you do that? Okay, they're too far away to really make it worth using the rockets. Alright then, 10 guys left. Trying to keep an eye on the kidnappers, because, yeah, if I get captured, that's big trouble. Especially because I already have low stamina. Because that means I'm getting knocked out. And that means I have to rotate the control stick to recover it, which is really obnoxious. Less so than doing it on a circle pad on a PSP, but obnoxious nonetheless. Alright, it's 5 guys. Oh. Was he just hiding there? Was I blind? Should I have seen him? I don't know. 4 guys left. Sometimes they'll come out together in such a way that you can just one-shot them with the rockets. Unfortunately, I've not been so lucky. They can also come from a different spawn from the 2 we've seen so far. And that one's more likely to have them all bundled up. So that's kind of bad luck. Ooh, right in the face. And one more. So that is that mission done. Up next we have another AI battle. Which, this one, it's a bit tanky, but it's not too dangerous. More dangerous than the other ones, though. Like Pupa, I don't think you can ever die to that. Chrysalis, you definitely can if you get hit by the railgun a few times. I was meant to go to Mother Base. Hang on, I'm going back. Hopefully everything should be done developing. Let me see, I have 53k GMP. If that's still 53, then everything's done. Okay, everything's done. That's good. So what we're gonna do now is a little something special. We're gonna grab some guys from Intel team, which we've not seen featured so far. Gonna boost that up a bit. We are going to build the... Where is it? I probably need higher R&D. Okay. Is that right? Hang on. Messing up my menus. Miller. There we go. That should be enough, right? Supply marker. There we go. So this is a supply marker that you can throw, so you don't have to like slowly sit down while you can get hits and everything. This one you can just throw while you're moving around. That means you can keep dodging and everything. It's just a lot more convenient. Didn't... Oh, I did have to go into this menu. Because I have the new rocket launcher. This one is amazing. What was I saying? Sorry, I get too excited about CG sometimes. Oh yeah, having a higher level intel team also means you get better drops from them. So instead of getting 3 rockets per drop, I now get 4. Which doesn't sound like a big difference, but it really, really adds up. It's totally worth that extra menu. So with this thing, you can hit it at the bottom of the AI pod, and you can hit it in the sensory part as well. So you can get a double hit. The second hit is not quite as powerful as the AI pod hit, but it's still well worth doing. It also has a lot of weapons that it doesn't really use most of the time. It has this cool minigun, but eh. So for now we have to use the set supply marker one more time. Try not to hit the barrier. That was about to drop on top of me. Where's my CG ammo? It dropped down. Oh my god. That is the worst thing that could have happened right there. I'm gonna go for it. It's totally worth it. CG, it deals a lot of damage. It also travels faster, which means you're less likely to miss your shot, which is always nice. Okay, one more hit and it's gonna go crazy. Okay, that was a bad hit. This should do it though. So, I was gonna freak out for a bit, which makes it kind of hard to hit. So I'm gonna use this time to put down a supply marker. Try to hit it, get lucky. Getting really lucky actually. Okay, now it's gonna go forward. So, now it stopped moving completely, except for the rotating part of course. It can still rotate and it can still mess me up pretty badly. We kind of loaded. Okay, so we're gonna dodge the first 2 shots and probably get hit by the third one, which cancels the shooting sequence. Otherwise, it would shoot 4 times. I guess that'll do as well. It's quite difficult to avoid all of the shots, especially when you have such heavy gear, so you don't move quite as quickly. Alright, let's go for one more supply marker, and then we can climb on top of his head.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out
So I'm mostly using the CT whenever I can, just because it has such better damage than the Gustav. Oh my god, don't bounce off. Thank you. Can you pick it up? Okay. Nah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Now we have to wait for it to finish shaking, otherwise you get knocked off the ladder. So this AI pod has a bit more health. I can't take it out in one missile, so I have to go for the law because it reloads a bit faster, which means I can get the 2 shots in just a bit sooner. And this will be the second last of these sequences, the final one being like right near the end. So this is our last that will break until another, I don't know, 40 minutes? A bit less than that.
all the unlocked boards will have icons over them.
I guess I should maybe explain these instead of just sitting here doing nothing. So when you have your own Metal Gear, the S part is kind of like its intelligence. It's, well, pretty much intelligence, so that determines how it moves around. A, I believe, to be... I don't think it's armor, because that doesn't make sense for like, AI behavior. I actually don't remember. M is for mobility, so how much it moves around, how quickly it moves around. And the C is for control, which I think is to do with like how much it tries to like crowd control you, like try to use attacks that mess you up in like an indirect way, not necessarily just damaging. It's been a while since I really paid attention to these things, so... But yeah, when you have all of these maxed out, your Metal Gear will move super quickly, and you can fight your own Metal Gear. Which means for New Game Plus runs, you actually don't want those memory boards, because that makes it such a pain to fight. Like, it'll jump around every 5 seconds, it'll shoot its railgun, it'll shoot its miniguns, whatever it has. It just gets super obnoxious. But yes, unfortunately, we don't get to pilot the Metal Gear. Or fight alongside it, we just get to fight it straight up. Which, to be fair, is also pretty cool. Anyway, now we enter into the base. So this is the final, second to last area of this game. This one's not too exciting. Although it does have one special mission, the torture chamber. Because naturally every Metal Gear game has to have a torture sequence. All of them except like Metal Gear Solid 5, I think. Alright, so we are going to go back to our sneaking suits. So this mission is kind of special. In the first area you can get an alert. In the second area it'll be cleared. It doesn't make any sense. Actually, I'm talking about the second and third area. I forgot about this one. Now to call the elevator, press the button multiple times to make it come down faster, obviously. So the enemies also start using shields at this point, which can be quite obnoxious, but we don't really care about them in this run, we just run past them. So I used to just shoot these guys to make sure I didn't get spotted. And then I remembered, oh yeah, when you go into the next area, your alert gets cleared anyway. It doesn't matter. It's kind of silly the way it works. So right here, they're shooting at me. They're actively waiting for me. And right now, back to being peaceful.
What's that?
What?
Don't mind me.
Maybe a little elbow grease.
Guards in this game are not the smartest.
Try tapping tapping the action button as fast as you can. Nice, Snake. From here, it's
And
a
that is
straight
the end of the
shot.
mission. So I hope you like this area, because we're going to be seeing it one more time, except from above. But first, we are getting captured. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. So if you do this interactive cutscene the right way, you get a ID card, or some kind of card. Key card, I guess. And that'll let you out of the cell immediately. But instead there's another way to get out of the cell, which is slower in that mission itself, but the interactive cutscene takes so long that this is just worth doing. It's like 40 seconds faster. It's pretty crazy. In a very early part of the... Like, in a very early route, we used to do that sequence, like, entirely. Which is silly, because, like, yeah, it takes so long. Anyway, torture sequence. I hope you enjoy that noise. We're going to be hearing it for a bit longer. And obviously, because we're speedrunning, we don't take breaks. Which means this is quite exhausting. The first one's not bad at all. This one gets a bit faster. And then there is a third part, which you have to mash kind of quickly. And for quite a while as well, so... If you're not good at mashing, this is gonna give you some trouble. Okay, we're fine. So hey, last time he got tortured, he lost an eye. This time, he just got electrified really badly, but you know. At least he didn't lose both of his eyes. That would have been bad. So, for this mission, you don't have any of your gear, which is not much of a problem. So Snake's got that cool scar, which happens to hide a jigsaw. How convenient.
Press the L1 and R1 buttons alternately to use the jigsaw. But try not
Okay,
to
now
make
we have
too
to
much
wait for
noise.
him to be far enough away that he doesn't hear the sawing. I was too soon. I go a bit after the 5th step after he steps on the pothole. I was like a few frames too early. Like, that was not far off at all.
Don't be getting any ideas.
So we're gonna line up our camera this time as well.
Press the L1 and R1 buttons alternately
Because
to
it
use
keeps the
jigsaw.
camera you started
But
this
try not to
section
make
with.
too much noise.
Okay, waited a bit longer this time. So now we have to mash L and R. Doesn't really matter how quickly you do it, so... At least as far as I can tell, like, it seems to be... like, sometimes the bar goes down a bit less than other times, but I haven't figured out how to do it. If you do it rhythmically with the prompts, you do it slower. If you press down on the shoulder buttons harder, because they're analog, it doesn't matter. So I just tend to press it quickly. Why did he turn around? He should not have turned around there. That is kind of troublesome. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
The enemy's here!
We're gonna run right at him. That's not an alert. Like, nobody heard him. It's fine. So that was slower than it should have been, but it still works. And out we go. I don't understand why that guy sometimes sees you when you're approaching from that side. I even made sure to go like extra far to the left so he didn't just like turn his head and see me just barely. I don't know how it works. 124 is not bad though. I think my best time with this strat was 113. So, we are going to go through the base again. But this time, an alternate path has opened up. There, let's go. So from this point on, it's pretty boss heavy. There's this mission, there's a boss, there's 2 missions. One of which is like a big fighting mission anyway.
Time's running
And then more
Get
bosses.
over to Peace Walker's hangar now.
You may have also noticed that we don't pick up staff anymore, because we don't really need them. We've developed all the stuff we can reasonably get.
That leads underground.
Anything more would be unnecessary. That's why I also moved my guys off of R&D onto Intel, because they're just sitting around not developing anything.
Enemies that coordinate their attacks are too much
Actually,
trouble
that's a
with
lie.
your
They're still
solo.
developing
Steer
rockets, but you
clear.
don't necessarily need them in the run. Like, you have plenty at this point. Right. So, final area. This part you prefer to not get an alert, or if you do, you want to get it right at the end.
Peace Walker can't be far. Hurry.
Because you know the gate we had to open up by mashing before? Right now it's open.
What's that?
It's gonna close as soon as the alert starts.
The enemy's close.
You'll hear it dropping down right now, but we made it through, so the alert doesn't matter. So, it's time for the big battle. It's Peace Walker. Which, I assure you, not very peaceful. So, to kind of explain it, Peace Walker was made as a nuclear deterrent. So whenever any country would fire its rockets at America, it would fire back. Like, it's mutually assured destruction at that point, which is meant to make sure you don't actually fire rockets, or nuclear rockets specifically. But Hot Coldman is an idiot, and he's like, oh, I need to fire my rocket first to show that it works. And we're just gonna stop him. That's dumb. Okay, so, new supply marker. And I think that's the only thing we do. We're meant to equip the Curry as well, but that's fine. This is the last mission we're going to be using the fatigues in, so we're going to be setting up the loadouts again anyway. So Peace Walker Battle 1 is really interesting in the sense that you can manipulate her attacks very effectively. So throw down a supply marker, fire a Gustav rocket to manipulate an extra Gustav drop. And she's just gonna use her flamethrower. We're just gonna stay out of range. Fire another rocket. Now she's gonna turn around, or she's gonna scream. She's gonna scream. And after screaming, she's going to be using her flamethrower again. So that's the flamethrower. Let's get our supplies. Okay, we didn't get a double CG, but that's fine. So now she turns around, and it's another flamethrower. How convenient. This is the entire fight. And now because we have to throw a supply marker, ooh, that's lagging, we can throw it toward the part that she's gonna turn to make sure we get close to our loot. So by being at this side of her, she's gonna turn that way or the other way around. The fire is also really laggy, so we want to stay away from that as far as possible. Or at least not look at it. Okay, that was a bad shot on my end. Okay, let's turn her back. Where's our supplies? There they are. Go a bit further this time. Ouch. If you stay too far to her side, she'll stomp on you like that. Like, I'm not sure why she uses flamethrower, because I was already out of range, but I'm not gonna complain. Now we're gonna make her turn to the side. I actually think she might scream again. She's fairly predictable. So when she screams, she takes away some of your stamina. Which kinda sucks, but it's not enough to be a real issue. I'm just gonna turn around, I can pick up my rockets. Okay, I shouldn't need any more drops, since I've got 2 rocket launchers. The other one being completely full. Alright, 10% health. Let's go. Okay, so that is Peace Walker 1. The mission's not over yet, because they felt the need to add another little sequence. But if you didn't button mash enough yet, oh, you're gonna button mash now. It is actually quite obnoxious. So, I'm gonna try to pace myself so I don't get too tired, because this takes a long time. You get small little breaks in between, which is nice. But even then, it's a lot of mashing. It doesn't matter if you get hit.
Snake, you're entering the woods. Watch out.
Right, so now we dodge some trees that are somehow falling over. You'd think they'd fall the other way, but that's whatever. Don't question the game. Peace Walker can be a very silly game. You just learn to not question it. You think that's the end? Ah, no. Like, as I said, I'm not sure why they felt the need to add this. Oh yeah, she walks on four legs now, by the way, instead of 2. Not exactly sure why. To be fair, she should have done that to begin with. Like, it's cool and all to be bipedal, but it doesn't actually add that much. Alright, so now she's running away. Unfortunately, I can't stop mashing yet. Or maybe I can. I'm still not sure what exactly the end trigger is here. It's definitely not being to the right of the screen, though. It might just be a timer that's always the same. I never really bothered to time it. But I know going to the right, like stop mashing, is not the answer, so I just keep mashing. So now we have the battle dress, which is going to give us a lot of armor and a 3rd weapon slot. It's also going to make us go really slow, so we only use it in 2 missions. So this level also has some pretty cool strats. Hopefully I'll be able to show them off. Oops. So, we're going to be using the twin barrel shotgun. Not to kill people, but to kill UAVs, because they are obnoxious. And maybe to kill people. So this is where the sneaking suit comes in really handy. Because we're gonna just straight up walk to this guy and hold him up. Whenever the game loads.
See the communications tower to the west? Head for that, Snake.
There's a guy up there. He doesn't see me. However, he can hear me because... that thing moves so sporadically, it's really difficult to predict.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution.
Okay, that should hit both of the guys up here. Looks like it did. So, that is the first area done. In this mission, we definitely do not want an alert, because we can't finish it when it's in alert status. So we're gonna be trying our best to avoid that. I really hope I get to show off my strat for the last room. It's so cool. And by cool, I just mean, like, it's so dumb on the AI parts, but it's funny. Game's funny. So, smoke grenade there. Roll on over. This thing is almost gonna see me, but not quite. Run up the stairs. Which I could tell a whole story about stairs in this game. They're very inconsistent and weird. But I'm gonna have to focus on this part. So, more smoke grenades. If these guys see us, then that's trouble. Right, so, guy here, we just shoot him a few times. And then he's going knockouts. Okay, now this guy sometimes comes running down the ladder. Oh, he does. Okay, I get to show it off. So, there's this guy. And off he goes. It's so silly. Sometimes it doesn't come down the ladder, which is why I've kind of started to prepare my smoke grenade there, so I can throw it up at him. And then I can walk past him anyway. But it's funnier when he walks past you. So, next mission is going to be a rough one. I might die. I hope I don't. I'm gonna play it safe though, so I should be okay. We're doing pretty good on time. Although I have no idea how it compared to my PB. So, now the whole base is on alert, everybody's after us. And we have to get through to where Peace Walker is stored currently. Since everybody's shooting at us, Sneaking Suit's not gonna help us much. So let's go Battle Dress. Twin Barrel, Law, and the Gustav. Food, more food, and some drinks. Wait, no, I want the love box. I want that on third slot, I guess. Fourth slot. Whatever, don't listen to me, just... It's fine, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, if I die in this mission, that's gonna be a huge time loss. Because if you die in the mission, you restart from the start of the mission, not the area you died in. And considering how long this mission is, and how you're most likely to die right at the end, that can be like almost a 10-minute time loss. Which if that happens, I'll go over estimates. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that guy, otherwise he's gonna shoot at us the entire time we're trying to get off the ladder. Kinda like this guy does. Nice little... Not quite a double kill. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we're trying to be as safe as possible. Just killing everybody in our way. Sort of. If we were to kill everybody, that would take forever, so it's a risk management. So, as part of the risk management, I just dive down here and I got shotgunned in the face. That's just the way it is. Because trying to kill him just takes too long. Meanwhile, these guys can't aim, so that's good. When you walk near a guy, they'll try to stab you. Which you can abuse to make sure you don't take damage, because they take forever to actually stab you. So meanwhile, you're just like 10 meters ahead. So this area is pretty dangerous. Let's make some cover, which lags the game like crazy. Now there's a guy with the shotgun coming up. Oh, he got hit by the falling debris. That's really convenient. I forgot I didn't have the box equipped there, but that's fine. Yeah, normally the guy that was lying there in the blue suit is really annoying. So for him to get hit, I've never seen that happen before, but that's really cool. Okay, what we're gonna do here is preemptively use our food. Then we're gonna go into the box, which is risky, but it's super worth it, because it makes you go so much faster when you're in the battle dress. As in, the box always makes you go the same speed, but the battle dress is so slow comparatively. Let's go. Okay, my rhythm is kind of off. And back to my food. Otherwise, I just get completely destroyed. Okay. Knocked them all the way back there. So entering this area with 3 food items left is pretty okay. So, one final area. We have to kill all the soldiers, a chopper, and then some more soldiers. So, maybe now you see why I said this mission is dangerous.
So, Valyssa, you
Yeah.
get time for a donation.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll try to focus on not dying.
Well, that would be great. Cruel just donated 21 euros, saying, as promised, €1 per an unintended death in Evil Land 2. Hashtag BSG Lava Boost. And I think with that, the Lava Boost name for Dark Souls 2 is taking a lead. Let me quickly check for you. Yeah, Lava Boost is at 41 euros already. So I think Cruel really wants that name to win.
Alright, so one more guy and then chopper. Normally this guy comes out and he comes at you while you're standing near the gates, but this time he was being really slow. So let's fire some rockets at this thing. I fired a machine gun, that's even better when we can. Never mind. It's good because then we don't have to call a supply drop, and it actually has pretty decent DPS whenever the chopper wants to cooperate. I didn't put supply markers. Okay, I need to remember that for the next part. Or the next mission, rather. Otherwise, there's no way I can win. Heck. Okay, he's moving back into the range of the machine gun, which is good. I think that actually has higher DPS than the rockets. It's just you're very vulnerable. Also, this song is amazing, so I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet. The game isn't gonna be quiet though.
Nice shot. Look, Snake, the gate. These must be the last of them. Finish him off and head on through. It's locked. You'll have to take out all enemies before you can go up.
And that's the end of that. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear more of the song. It's in the credits, but we're obviously not gonna be letting that play. Yeah, we're not on world record pace, but it's gonna be pretty close, surprisingly. Like, I knew there was some time left to be saved, but I wasn't expecting this to be so close. It's gonna be easy sub 2, unless I mess up, like, really badly. So yes, don't forget supply markers. Otherwise I have to restart the entire mission, like go back to mission select, and yeah, that'll be trouble. I went to Mother Base, that's also bad. So I'm thinking this run is on pace for 158, I would say. Which, considering that the record used to be 201 just like a week ago, it's not bad. Let's get those throwing supply markers. Let's switch out to twin barrel for the M60. In this mission, movement speed doesn't really matter. And the M60 is really good for just pumping out some DPS. So for the most part, we're going to be using rockets until she uses her EMP shield. At that point, rockets won't be able to hit her, and then we switch over to the M60 until she gets knocked out of that. We can also hit this part of her leg for maximum damage. Just like the AI pod.
Firing rocket launcher.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw a supply marker.
1 minute to launch.
Oops, that's not on my quick select. There we go. You can only have 3 items on your quick select at any time. Now you have to remember what's on which slots, which I tend to forget.
Switching to self-defense mode.
And she's gonna scream at me. And Peace Walker Battle 2 we can manipulate like we can the first battle, which is very unfortunate because this one can really cost you some time. If she likes to jump around a lot. And when she does, it wastes so much time. It also wastes a lot of time if you keep getting bad hits. We're just gonna take that hit. He doesn't deal too much damage, it's just like an endurance test, really. That did not hit me. Get out of here, game. Just CG, you're the CG. There we go. Let's go for one more supply drop. We can't call it yet, as you can tell by the yellow light. But it's nice to have it ready to go. That one's really difficult to avoid. If you go too far to this side, she'll just jump. And if you're too close, then obviously you get hit by the little area of effect. That's gonna hit me. She really likes to combo you. Which is quite unfortunate, really. So much for the nuclear launch sequence. So yeah, if you let her launch the nuke, then the mission's over, straight up. So while it's good when she goes into the sequence, we knock her out of it really quickly anyway. I don't think I've ever been in any danger of... Actually, one time, one run, she almost launched a nuke. I am knocked out. Okay, that's bad. So now we have to spin the stick. Meanwhile, she's still jumping in the background. Oh, this attack. Okay, hang on. You can do something funny here. There we go. So this S-line she shoots, it can explode on her. I really like it when she does this attack because it's just free damage. It doesn't cost you any rockets. And it's like half a rocket's worth of damage. Like, it's pretty good. That's a shame. Let me just sort out my inventory. That one's gonna come down first, which is kind of obnoxious. I should not have put that down yet. Call that, and then we're just gonna fire at a distance. That'll be fine. That still hit her in the perfect spot as well. Wow. That was really lucky. Right, let's go. Okay, that was a bad hit. This is kind of an inconvenient place for her to be. Okay, there we go. If you couldn't tell already, she's a bloody tank. She has way too much health. Like, it's not a difficult fight, it just lasts a long time. I'm completely messing up my inventory, but that's okay. Okay, that's the EMP field. So what we're gonna do now is use the M60. I interrupted my reload, that's unfortunate. I won't have this ready to go when the EMP breaks. With the M60, blow up this leg, which is already damaged. And as soon as this leg breaks, he's gonna stop her EMP. So hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later. Okay, it didn't damage it quite as much as I thought I did. Ouch. Can we just appreciate how much damage Snake takes and it doesn't even bother him? Oh my god. That's never meant to hit you. It's such a slow beam. Should never hit you, ever. She still has EMP, okay. I didn't see that. I thought it was over, but that's okay. Ow. This is a really bad Peace Walker battle 2 fights. Okay, I'll keep the leg intact in case she uses EMP again. But now it's definitely over. Oh, hey! Yeah, I did not damage this leg much at all. Wow. Okay, let's get back into 750 damage range. Probably tank Grow Missile. There we go. Yeah, she is not being nice to me. I'm also not handling this fight as well as I potentially could. Yeah, it's a long fight. The supply marker.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
That's a bad combo. EMP and nuclear launch. But is she still in EMP? Hang on. She isn't. Okay, never mind. There we go. Yeah, if there's one thing I could change about this game, is how much health this freaking boss has. It needs to be cut to like a third, maybe. Because it's not really challenging, it's just like testing your endurance.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Come on, jump out of there. Thank you. How am I doing our rockets? 2. Okay, there we go. We're at 20% health. We're getting there. Don't worry. Oh, that's unfortunate. She's gonna flamethrower me. Ah. I'm stuck on her leg. Or spinning it is. That was really dumb. One of the worst fights I've had ever. Don't do it. Okay, thank you. At least she didn't hit me. If there was a way to manipulate this fight, like the first battle, I would be extremely happy. As it stands, she's just extremely rude. Yeah, one more supply drop should do the trick.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Now we're just out of range, so I can just fire at her. Okay. Only one rocket? Okay, it's CG. EM pulls again, dude. Oh my god, this RNG. How is this leg still not broken is what I want to know. Okay, that'll work, I guess. That was bad. Okay, so... I don't know about 158. It's still sub 2, but maybe it's 159, I'm not sure. Okay, so this time we are going to get the memory boards. Because this section doesn't end until we get them all. So a quick way to do this is just hold a direction on the D-pad and spam the X button, and it'll move down and grab as soon as possible. The game also likes to trick you because Snake starts standing at section C, while the cursor starts on section D. So if you start mashing as soon as you can, Snake's gonna move on over to the side, like right here. Not sure why they made it that way, but they did. So
I will devote my skills to this, and with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the
yeah, here's some more backstory from MGS3, which also only makes sense if you played MGS3. Alright, chat, let's play a little game. Do you know what pi is? You know, the constant used to calculate several things surrounding circles. The number that pi represents. I won't be able to see your guesses, but my chat barely ever gets it right, so let's see if you guys do better.
Well, Valyssa,
Yes?
I just heard from Frosty that as soon as his run starts, his incentive has to be met already. And ooh, 3.
It's about 3.
That's kind of correct.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the only answer I'll accept. It's about 3.
so 3.14 would not be correct?
No, it's about 3.
Dang.
The boss herself said it. Who am I to argue?
That is true, though. But people, keep in mind, 16 more euros to meet Frosty's incentive, and changing that run into 100%.
Alright guys, let's do it. Get those few donations in, because 100% should be a good watch. Alright, so that's not the end of the game quite yet. There's one more mission. A really silly mission, but a mission nonetheless. So, Peace Walker is still sending fake coordinates that are meant to be like a missile coming their way, a nuclear missile. And we have to stop it from doing that. How do you do that? Shooting at it, right? Nah. We're not gonna do anything. It'll take care of itself. So another exciting mission right here. Time will be at the end of this mission. I'll say when. So yeah, there's nothing you can do to speed this mission up. There are, however, things you can do to slow it down. Such as shooting it, as you would expect to have to do, since it's the only thing you can do. But no, it's better to do nothing and just enjoy bad hitboxes. Like, somehow running into it right now. It's a PSP game. Sometimes I like to spell things out in the water, but unfortunately the supply markers always disappear too quickly before you can even finish a word. It's also kind of difficult to aim. That's already bad. I'm not very good at spelling. Sure, let's pretend that's a letter. Ah, I'm out of supply markers. Okay, that was meant to spell high, but we can pretend.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
And there it goes. I really wish there was more to do during this mission, but there isn't. Nothing that wouldn't slow the game down at least, or slow the mission down. It's on a set timer. Unless the game lags, or if she's already in an animation before the final animation starts, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say right here, this was Peace Walker. 158, I guess. I think it's pretty close to exploding. So yeah, not a bad time. I really wanted to get sub 2, because that was like a big benchmark that we recently hit. If you want to learn about this game, join the Discord for Metal Gear Speedrunners. Okay, time is coming up pretty soon. Time is when the screen is fully black. So... time. Alright, 158. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I did make quite a few mistakes, but that's kind of the nature of trying to commentate while also keeping in mind a kind of like dynamic and complex routes. So yeah,